Hey folks, shall we have a nice little free-flowing, made up as we go along Vinyasa practice like the other one? I think we should. As you can see, I'm a bit messy. My day has very fully got started. It's been quite a busy morning, but to try and focus my attention a little bit, feeling a bit scattered, I always find coming to my mat and just getting moving to burn off some energy, but also doing a practice that's quite focusing in that drawing attention to the body and alignment and things like that can really help. So this is the time to do a nice practice. It is, well, I'm hoping that it will be like the practice that I worked through yesterday. So in theory, it's in my head, but in practice, who knows? So look after yourself. There is one thing that I want to draw attention to as we move through this practice, especially if you enjoy a strong flowing practice where you don't really hold the postures for too long. I love Vinyasa yoga. It really, really floats my boat. But I find myself quite often speeding into it. So it gets faster and faster. And quite often, I'm not allowing that millisecond or half a second or a second to arrange myself into each posture in a way that makes the postures feel really satisfying. It's more the journey between them that really feels good. But it's a shame to miss out. You don't need to be in a posture for 5 to 10 breaths to the point of, you know, slightly getting bored. In order to really enjoy your posture, just a few seconds, allowing yourself to create the posture properly, settle into it, be there for a couple of seconds, and then move into the next one. And building the layers that way can make it really more comfortable. So whether I'm going to try not to speed through too much, although to be fair, I talk so much, it is quite hard for me to teach these practices at the rate that I do them. So sorry, not sorry. I'm going to try and allow that time and remind you to come back to the breath and to just give yourself a minute to arrange your hands and feet in such a way that actually these postures feel really strong and secure, and you have that real sense of satisfaction that you are nailing it and making decisions. It doesn't take long. If I start to speed through, in this practice, I am going to have postures where I pause to recalibrate, so that even if you're moving a little bit more slowly or choosing to exclude or add in postures of your choice, we have somewhere to meet. And it's normally going to be downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, sometimes we move through it, but sometimes it's a good one to reconnect with everybody who might be practicing along the way. It'll always be a stable posture, something like downward dog or warrior. Vinyasas, those little vinyasas, are always optional. So if you start to run out of steam, feel free to take out the vinyasas. Also, feel free to skip postures that don't feel good or which you don't feel that you can safely flow into, because they compromise stability, particularly in your spine or your knees, you know, your joints. So I mean, I could sit here and talk about it all day, but let's just do it. Let's just see where we go. So step to the front of your mat. We'll have a standing start. Start coming towards your breath. And while I untangle my mic, most people are better organized. This is just all very real, isn't it? So, stepping to the front of the mat. In a comfortable standing posture, try to move away from stiffening yourself into Tadasana. We just want to find a nice, steady, tall posture that feels really stable and very natural and light through your body. So what we're looking for is a stable base. You might be able to hear the bin men outside collecting. Told you, it's all very real. Anyway, feet under hips. Usually for most women, sometimes people go wider or narrower. Drawing up through the body with a gentle sweep upwards, no intensity, just a gentle lift that comes from the crown of the head. So sky hook, dropping down from the sky, drawing the crown of your head gently upwards so the neck feels long. Hands down by the side, palms facing forwards. Soften in. You can close your eyes if you want, just to focus in on that feeling of length through the body. This is an example of taking a few seconds to calibrate before you start to move. So, standing comfortably, hands down by the sides, palms gently rotating forward so that the shoulders feel relaxed, heart lifted. Have a couple of breaths. Settle into your feet. Arrive. You can move towards your Ujjayi breath if that is your usual practice. And throughout the whole of the practices, you can apply Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha at any times that you feel they would be beneficial. Core engagement is always going to heat and intensify practice. A little bit of core engagement will protect your body as well. So varying degrees of intensity. If you do switch on your locks firmly, engage the core firmly, then you must, and this is without exception, you must practice releasing it fully. It is every bit as important. So from here, let's have a good reach up. Open up the body, reach towards the ceiling, gaze up if it's all right for you. Keep the arms separate, keep some space for your shoulders, and start to reach the right arm up and relax the left, and then over to the other side. And just flow through this movement freely. Free movement, lengthening and relaxing opposite sides of the body, starting to feel the side body wake up. The feet shifting to the outer edges, the inner edges, moving that weight around. Keep it fluid. Try not to bend into this movement. It's an extension. Yeah, you should feel quite nice. Nice for the shoulder blades, nice for the waist. Softening in. Reach up again, gaze up if you can. Weave the fingers together, reach, reach, reach. And on an exhale, keep the hips fairly square with the mat and extend over to the right. So let's try not to swing your hips over too much. Inhale, center, and exhale to the other side. Lovely, lovely. Inhale to center and exhale, cactus. The arms, bring those elbows down, open up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, gaze up. If it feels good, spread the fingers wide and wave them around if you want. Keep breathing all the way through. Inhale, circle the arms up. One more moment, and as you exhale, let's have a soft forward fold. We're going to bend the knees. We're going to send that bum back, soften down, really relax the head, crown of the head, going heavy down towards the ground. And from here, if you're comfortable being upside down, you can just start to pedal out the legs. Just keep reminding yourself to relax your neck. You can wiggle, wiggling is great. If you can wiggle your shoulders, your head, just have some free wiggles and movements. It can really help to keep that softness in the muscles. Just having a little pedal. Deep inhale, let's come to monkey or half lift. You can have fingertips on the floor or hands on shins if it's more comfortable for you. What we want is a long spine, long backs of legs. You can keep that bend in the knees if you need it. We just want to feel that lovely sensation of muscles lengthening but no strain on joints or pulling or tugging. On an exhale, pull the belly in and relax into your version of a standing forward fold at this stage in the practice. Remember, protect your joints, protect your muscles. Just relax down. If you tend towards long hamstrings and deep forward folds, you take your hands behind your calves, have a good old squeeze. Sometimes it feels incredible, sometimes it feels shocking, so you can leave it out if it doesn't feel great for you. Just another breathe, shoulders staying broad, no hunching. When you're ready, release. Let's come back to half lift and try to keep blood pressure a little regulated on the way up. Exhale, soften down. One more time. Soften the knees and inhale to reach up. Use the strength in your thighs to lengthen. The spine should always feel light. Exhale, sweep the arms down, weave your fingers together behind you, bring the hands or the thumbs to rest in the small of the back, and as you inhale, lift your heart, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows, gaze up, and let's have double angle pose so you can start to lengthen the arms behind you. You can always use a strap for this. And exhale, forward fold, soft knees, soft knees, soft knees. See if you can get your belly or your chest to your thighs, if possible. If not, don't worry. Really, really soft knees. And this is about shoulders, so there's no need here to hammer your hamstrings or anything like that. Allow the weight of the arms to gently rock over. If you can't get your arms like sufficiently away from your back to get this nice stretch, you should be using the strap. And when you're ready, lift your head first. You can release the arms first, or you can press into your feet. Use your thighs to come up with a flat back. Inhale to look up and reach back, open the chest even. Back bend. Inhale to center. Exhale, release, have a wiggle. A bit of a wiggle. Lovely. Let's build some flows. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, soft forward fold. Soft, soft, soft. Hands come to the ground, left hand to center, right arm draws up, twist to the right, gaze up. Exhale down. Inhale, left arm up, gaze up. And exhale down. Inhale for a half lift, lengthen the spine, lengthen the legs. Exhale, release from the hips. Step the right foot back, all the way back, far as it'll go, and settle into your runner's lunge. If you want to put your right knee down, you can. That is absolutely fine. Right hand on the floor, left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Twist. Gaze up. Exhale down. And let's just gently draw back into extended pyramid pose, but we're not going to leave it extended. We're going to hop that backward forward just a little bit. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. There's a stretch for the legs. Stay in your half lift and then exhale to release down if it feels okay. Breathing. And inhale back to your half lift. Back to your lunge. Let's step it back to plank. Nice strong plank. You can have knees down if you want. And on an exhale, don't worry about chaturanga this one time. Just start to lower down to the ground. Hands by the chest. Inhale, mini cobra. Just a little mini cobra. For the back. Exhale down. Tuck the toes. And make your way to downward facing dog. Settle in. It should feel quite nice. You're ready for downward dog. Pedal out the legs. So anybody who's taking a little longer wants a little bit more of a stretch in any postures we're meeting here. When you've pedaled for a bit, pick up your right leg. High, as high as you can. Open up the hips and scorpion that leg. Have some ankle circles if you want, or just let those hips open up. Might feel a little tight to start with. And exhale. The right leg down. Pick up the left leg. Do the same. Left leg up high. Open it up into scorpion leg. Three-legged dog with a scorpion leg or tail. Have a little wiggle of the ankles if you want to. And release. And gazing to the front of the mat, you can walk, step, or hop forward into your forward fold. Take your time. Soften the knees. Inhale, reach up, reach. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's go again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft forward fold, very soft. Left hand to center, right arm draws up, twist. Exhale down. Left hand up, twist. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. And step the left foot back far as you can. Choose if it's a high or a low lunge, left hand to the floor. Open this twist. Well, you're actually closing it, but twist to the right. Gaze, step, stretch your right arm up. Exhale down. Step back to plank. If you're wanting chaturanga, Nice, strong posture. Come forward onto the tiptoes, reach your shoulders forward, bend the elbows, come down halfway, roll the toes over. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I forgot to do extended pyramids, so we'll do it in a moment. Have a breath here. If you would like to, you can scorpion, tail those legs again, left leg first, open up to the left. Left leg down. Inhale, right leg up, open it up to the right. It does feel nice. Those who like it. Exhale down. This time, we're going to pick up the right leg, stretch it up high, and then exhale, step it all the way forward, and then into runner's lunge, and then lengthen back into pyramid pose. Extended pyramid, just to start with, then hop that back foot forward a bit, and we will have pyramid. Half lift. Exhale, release. And when you're ready, fingertips come to the floor, bend that front knee and step that foot all the way forward. So yeah, in a slightly different order, but we had all the requisite stretches. Okay. Let's relax, soften down. And we're going to build into this particular posture, into this little sequence. Soften the knees, inhale, reach up. So this is a moon-based vinyasa. Exhale, hands to the heart. Have a breath. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey or half lift. Exhale, release from the hips. Step the right foot back. Runner's lunge. Nice and high. This time, let's take a crescent lunge. So inhale, reach the arms up. Sweep up, gaze up if it feels okay. Exhale, hands down. Lengthen out the legs, hop that back foot forward a little bit, pyramid. Just get used to adjusting your feet so that your base is comfortable. Enjoy pyramid here. Bring both hands to the inside of your left leg. Turn your right leg out towards the long edge of the mat. Wiggle it back a little bit if you need to. Bend the left leg. And we're going to come into extended side angle pose. So let's reach the right arm up. You can bring your left forearm to your thigh. This is how you normally do it. Reach, reach, reach. Take your time. Build these postures because they feel good when you build them. If you're comfortable, when you're ready, you can start to lengthen out your left leg. Maybe lift your left arm a little bit. Don't lean on your left leg. Place your left hand on the inside of that leg with the palm facing upwards. Triangle. Love triangle. And gaze up if it feels okay. Just remember, triangle is an upward energy posture. And you are neither leaning forward or back. You can be very high for this. When you're ready, bend that left knee again. Inhale, warrior two. Gaze to the left. Feels good. Extend back, back, back. Reverse the warrior. And let's go back to extended side angle pose. Reach over. And then release into your runner's lunge. Feels good. And this time, let's have side plank. So we're going to keep the right foot, right hand down, rotate, and take the left foot to stack. Reach up. Just for a moment. Exhale back to plank. Make your way to chaturanga if you're practicing it. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Pause. Realign. Always have your fidgets in dog, anything that you need. When you're ready, gaze to the front of the mat and make your way forward. Standing forward fold. I do like a forward fold. Rarely get enough time in here. Soften the knees and reach up, open up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release from the hips. You're going to step the left leg back, all the way back, far as you can. Run to lunge. Bring your, oh no, let's have pyramid pose. Lengthen into pyramid, extended pyramid. Pop that back foot forward a bit. Just need to make some little adjustments for my hips. Nice and long, half lift. Exhale, release from the hips. And when you're ready, bend that front knee again. Maybe the back foot needs to go back. Both hands on the inside of your right leg. And we are going to rotate. Rotate your left leg to face the long edge of the mat. And on an inhale, draw your left arm up. Maybe you need to come up higher. Extended side angle pose. Breathe, enjoy it. Just check. You can be, remember, you can be up on your forearm for this. Try not to put all your weight into your forearm or your fingers. And when you're ready, you can gaze at the floor, maybe start to lengthen out that right leg and open up into triangle. Always come up in triangle and then soften back down again so your posture feels good. Never just trying to perfectly choreograph one posture into the next. They are all different. Start to bend that right knee back to extended side angle. And when you're ready, inhale to draw up. Warrior two. Exhale, reverse it. Inhale through center and then exhale back into extended side angle. Rotate all the way back to runner's lunge. Step back to side plank on the left. Open up. Just for a moment. Exhale, plank. Inhale, plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Take a breather. Just keep refocusing. Gaze forward. Hop to the front of the mat if you're hopping. Walk, step. Forward fold. Reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Step the right foot back, runner's lunge. Extend into pyramid, hop back foot forward. Nice, tall, comfortable pyramid. Exhale, release. Rotate your right foot back, bend the left knee, open into extended side angle pose. Breathe, nice and open. Lengthen into triangle, open it up, reaching up. Warrior two. Open, nice and controlled. Reverse warrior. We're going to add on warrior two. Reach up, five-pointed star, toes out, heels in. Gaze up if you can. Exhale, goddess. Squat, high squat. Fingers pointing inwards, elbows drawing back. You can gaze up if you want. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, extend, warrior two to the right now, other side. Breathe. Reverse it. Inhale to center. Lengthen up both legs, turn the right palm up, extend over the right foot, triangle. Reach up, take time, open these postures, build each one. Re-bend that front knee, extended side angle pose. My balance is a bit wobbly. Breathe. And rotate back to runner's lunge, facing the back of the mat now, and step back to plank. Nice strong plank. Chaturanga, exhale halfway down. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's have a little bit of core strengthening. Pick up the right leg high. Exhale, round the back, knee to nose. Reach forward. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, twist. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. One more time, inhale high. This time, knee to nose, step all the way through. Nice and controlled. Back to runner's lunge. I don't really want to come up standing, so let's step back to plank. All the way back to plank. Hold. Shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your foot. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe here. If you need a little breath, take one. Let's pick up the left leg, high. Exhale, left knee to nose, nice and strong. Inhale, high, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, high, right knee, left elbow, sorry. Inhale, high. Exhale, sweep it through, step all the way forward. Let's go straight into pyramid. So hop that back foot forward, lengthen up, pyramid pose. Both hands on the inside of that left leg, bend the left knee. Extended side angle, reach up, open up. Lengthen, triangle. This time, come up in triangle. Exhale back, reverse triangle. Come back to center. Turn both toes out, heels in. Hands to hips. Exhale. Standing straddle splits or wide leg forward fold. Heels behind ankles, soften down. Just enjoy this posture. It is nice and it's, we're just warming the insides of the thighs. When you're ready, half lift. Nice and tall. Let's bring the left hand to center, right arm draws up. Wide leg twist. Exhale down. Left arm up. And exhale down. I'm going to come back to this half lift, fingers on the floor, and let's walk the fingers over to the right and come into an extended side squat. Facing the wrong way, but that's okay. You can come up high and bring the hands to the heart. This first time, let's use the fingers to walk the feet over to the other side, just using the fingers so that the body has a chance to warm through the parts, the joints, the muscles, the limbs that need to do the work, over to the other side. And this time we're going to come to center, back into our wide forward fold. Fingertips to the floor, bring the heels in, toes out, bend the knees, inhale to reach up into a high, a tall five-pointed star. Exhale into a press squat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two to the left. Reverse it. Exhale, cartwheel down. Runner's lunge. Step back to plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Enjoy. Just have a little pedal if you need to. There's good places to pause. Right leg high. Step it through. Runner's lunge. Pyramid pose. Little step forward usually for pyramid pose. Exhale, release. Just be in your pyramid for a moment. Start to prepare for triangle. So you can have a little bend there in that front leg. Hop the back foot back. Start to lengthen up, open up. straight into triangle. Hold, enjoy. Inhale up, center. Exhale, reverse. Open it up. Back to center, turn the feet forward, heels in, reach up, 5-pointed star. Heels behind toes. Back balance, hinge forward from the hips. Since I hurt my back, my balance has been very slow to come back, but it's gone in funny places. It's like my feet aren't quite secure. Standing straddle splits or wide leg forward fold, depending on descriptions that you're accustomed to. I don't do the Sanskrit. When you're ready, half lift. You can bring the fingers forward. Right hand down, left arm draws up. Exhale down. Left arm down, right arm opens up. Exhale down. Okay, we'll walk the hands in. We're going to keep the fingers to the floor, bring the heels in, and start to walk your way over to the right into your extended side squat. Bring your hands to your heart and see if you can find a gazing point. And it's always worth a try. This is one of those movements that I can always do in my own practice, but for some reason, whenever I do a video, I fall out of it, probably because I'm not sufficiently focused. So if you can, just roll it over to the left. Take your time, over to the other side. Back to the left. And back to center, fingers down. Lengthen up back into your splits. Breathe. Just enjoy this. Hopefully the legs are feeling a lot warmer now. We'll bring the heels in, toes out, bend the knees. Inhale, reach up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, press squat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior 2 to the right, I think. Do it the other way if you think that feels wrong. Hold, reverse it. And then extended side angle pose. Let's go all the way over to runner's lunge. And step back to plank. Not always in the same order, but the same postures. Chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Let's have a little breathe. If you fancy it here, you can either just breathe here and rest in your dog. You could have child's pose. But if you fancy it, you can bring your feet forward, closer to your hands, and then bring your left hand to center. Take your right hand to the outside of your left ankle. Twisted dog, little. Nice twisted dog. There's lots of variations to intensify this. At the moment, I struggle to balance standing on 2 feet. So I'm not quite at that stage. Back to center and then switch sides. Right hand to center, left hand to the outside of the right ankle. Little twist, feels nice. It's a good stretch for the shoulders. Back to center. Step back into your usual dog. Breathe. We'll look to the front of the mat and hop forward, standing forward fold. Just going to come towards some balancing work to refocus, and we're going to build in some more side body strengthening as part of that. So on an inhale, let's come up, reach up. So we're just going to change the vibe a little bit here. Hands come to heart. I'm facing a white wall. It is not good. So I'm just going to turn around, but you can stay in the direction you're facing. We're going to build some postures from here, standing balances. So first balance, tree pose, your variation. So I'm just going to pick up the right foot, find your gazing point, build your balance intentionally. So pick up the right foot, just experiment with its location on your leg. Do not rest on the knee ever. Hands to heart when you've found your version. Your leg can go on the outside of the in or the inside of the ankle, shin, or thigh. Some people like to go for half lotus. It's fine. Just going to hold here for a breath. Remember, you can always have your toes on the floor for any balance. You can construct it so that you get the benefit with both feet a little bit grounded. You can always use something to balance against, always. Balance, you teach your body to balance in the same way as you learn any other skill, gradually, patiently. It's rich coming from me, but still. When you're ready, if you wish, you can release your tree. Take hold of your big toes. So big toes of the right foot. Take the left arm wide and extend that right leg as much as you can. You can use a strap. We're just going to hold here for a moment. Sometimes that right knee needs to be a bit bent. I use these postures for balance because they are not effective ways of stretching or strengthening the major muscle groups that you're working, really. If you want to extend out to the side, you can. I can't stay in that balance, but you can. So I might try again, just with the knee bent a little bit. My arms are not long enough, or let's say my legs are too long. Sounds more glamorous, doesn't it? When you're ready, you can come back to center, pause. The focus here is really the tree posture. When you're ready, other side. So left foot to the inside of left thigh, and you can hold. Just give it, it's very wobbly. I never really I don't have a problem with falling over, being clumsy, making mistakes, confusing lefts and rights, doing postures in slightly the wrong order, or sometimes just forgetting to do them on the other side, because that's what real yoga practice looks like. And as much as, there's some idea of, teachers are professionals, so they should know everything, but I would rather be present in this practice with the imaginary audience than have a big whiteboard with the postures drawn out. Sometimes I get it perfectly right. Sometimes it's just very much a personal practice. And so when you practice with me, it might not be very shiny, but it's certainly real. And it certainly proves that your teachers are by no means these beacons of light and perfection. They are not. When you're ready, you can pick up that left leg and extend it if you want to. The right arm can go out to the side. I don't normally need to take arms to the side. It doesn't normally help me, but with this one, it really does. I think it's because, I don't know why. Pivoting. You can take the left leg out to the side if you want. So it's much easier. My right foot is more grounded than my left ever is. Release when you're ready. Come back to center and pause. Again, you can stay where you are. Have your feet nice and grounded, and just for the sake of priming the body, we're going to do a posture I hate, which is chair. So I'm going to take the arms up, reach up, and exhale to sit back into my chair. I'm going to make it feel strong and stable without forcing the shape of my back at all. I despise this posture because I don't really understand much the point of it, and all it's ever done is cause me problems. So I'm just holding chair for a moment to show my body where we're going. Inhale to reach up, exhale, release. And a little wiggle after chair, always. Hands come to the hips. I'm going to ground through my left foot. I'm going to go into eagle, and your arms and legs are optional. If you can, start to bend your left knee, wrap your right leg over the side and maybe around the shins. Balance is quite strong. Arms go up. You're going to sit into a chair with wrapped legs. Arms go up. Right arm underneath the left, swizzle. Nice and strong, just gazing beyond the hands to your gazing point. Lovely. Let's inhale to open up, reach and unravel. I'm not keen. I do like to do them from time to time for focus, but I do not like those really compressive postures. It's not my style. Chair again, sit in. No intensity, just make it comfortable. Just priming the body a little bit. Inhale up, shift the weight to the right leg. Left leg ravels round, left arm and right. Squeeze, eagle. Gazing beyond the hands. Do not worry if you can't stay in this posture. It is very, very difficult. Release, open up, and roll. Pause in your standing posture. I'm going to turn around again. Just come back to center. We are going to do seated pigeon, or whatever that's called. It's chair pose with 3 legs. And then we're going to take that back into a forward fold. And then we're going to play with some fancy side planks. So that's why we're doing this. Turn to the front of the mat. Inhale to reach up. Let's have a soft forward fold. Just to relax back a little bit. I find that postures tend to tense up the lower back. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. And inhale, soften the knees. We're coming all the way back up, standing reach. Exhale, release the hands. This time we want to take the weight into the right foot. Take the left foot across the right thigh. Sit into your chair. Toes are switched on. So this is actually more like figure of 4, which is why I think of it as a pigeon. A lot of people go into a twist here. It's just, I just hate it on my lower back. It feels bad. It's not the best twist. Just going to hold here for a second. My spine is long, even though I'm sitting forward a bit. Everything I do is to keep my body safe. I'm not interested in making postures that look perfect. This is a good one for the glutes, but not the easiest way to stretch the glutes. From here, you can release fingers to the floor. Release the left leg, standing splits. Just relax down. When you're ready, bend the front knee and come into your runner's lunge. So you've got your right foot in front, left foot back. Nice, comfortable runner's lunge. And of course, once again, I'm going to be facing the back, which is not ideal, but it will do. We're going to go into a side plank option to build tree in side plank. It's a bit of fun, don't worry about it too much. So let's have the left leg, left foot down, left hand down, rotate over to the left, take your right foot, stack it on the left, open up. If you are not steady, rebuild your plank. Otherwise, see about picking up your right foot, tucking it into your left thigh, opening up, side plank in tree pose. If you can hold here and you're comfortable, here's a little bit of fun. Chaturanga. So rotate onto your left toes, plank in tree pose, come forward, I'm feeling unstuck. Release, up dog, downward dog. Okay, that was a bit messy, but the principles are all there. And those of you who are doing a Vinyasa practice, you probably know what we were doing. So that's a plank, side plank in tree pose. Roll into plank in tree pose, chaturanga in tree pose where you release. Just gonna have a moment in dog, swing the hips from side to side, because these are sideways movements. It's nice to couple them with sideways stretches. Swing from side to side, heels to the left, toes to the right. Swing the hips, heels to the right, toes to the left, swing the hips. Back to center. Let's make our way to the front of the mat. Standing forward fold. This time let's sit into chair on our way up. Remember, we're just showing the body. Inhale to reach up. Relax the arms if you want, or you can keep them lifted if you're feeling spot on. I've got hair in my mouth. Let's shift the weight into the left foot, and we're going to figure of 4 balance. Gross. Okay. Hands to heart. So it's right ankle across left thigh, toes are switched on, hands to heart, shoulders back, nice long spine. No artificial flattening of the spine. When you're ready, you can start to fold. Release the right leg, send it back, standing splits. Keep breathing. And when you are ready, bend that front knee, the left knee, lower the right foot down, runner's lunge. Or runner's lunge. Hilarious. Can you imagine how it feels to live with me? Because it's all like that all the time. It's a nightmare, it's a living nightmare. Okay, right hand to the floor, left foot stays planted, side plank on the right, reach up. Optional tree. So let's just tuck the left foot into the right thigh. Try and stay lifted nice and strong. Just balance yourself as best you can. If you're feeling fruity or spicy, rotate to plank in tree pose. Shift forward to chaturanga in tree pose. Halfway down, release. Lift the toes. Upward dog. Down dog. Yeah. A little pedal and fidget. We should start winding down, and I'm going to wind down using my favorite little sequence from the previous video. Love it. I really messed it up. Well, no, it wasn't actually that bad. So let's go towards pigeon. We'll pick up the right leg high, stretch it up. Right knee to right wrist, right foot to left wrist. You know, pigeon. It always feels so clunky to say it. Open up. Nice and open your pigeon pose. Always extend first. Lift. Oh, feels so nice. And before we go down, let's bring the right hand to center. Use your left hand to draw back, pick up your left foot if you're able to, or you can go straight down if you're not. And rotate my chest to the left. I love this twist. Perfection is not required, but safety is. So always be safe. Release back to pigeon. One more time, open up, crown lifted, and exhale forward into your version of sleeping swan. Settle in, just enjoy the stretch because we need the stretch. Also, the arms need a little bit of a rest. And take the hands forward if you want. Bring the forehead down, palms can go together, cross the thumbs. If your arms are feeling really tight, you can take your hands to the back of your head or the back of your neck. Your choice, pick the version of pigeon that simultaneously feels good and gives you what you need. Remember, alternatives to pigeon are reclining figure of four, lying on your back, or you can do this in deer pose, so you're more upright and seated with your right foot in front and your left foot out to the side. Excuse me. Okay, let's release pigeon. Hands come under the shoulders. Come up, step back. And we're going to go into a side plank. This time, left hand stays down, left leg stays down, rotate to the right, open up. Now open this into wild thing. So right foot just drops behind you, lift the hips, roll your right arm back, and open, reach back. Breathe. When you're ready, take the right hand up and over, back towards a sort of big downward dog. Pick up your right toes with your left hand, extend. Left foot stays on the floor, facing the left. Still don't know what this is called. And release. Back to downward dog. Pigeon on the left. Pick up the left leg, take it up high, left knee to left wrist, right foot across, settle in. Beautiful, open pigeon pose with a back bend, open chest. Crown lifts. Feels good. Everything should feel good. For me, fiery, focused, disciplined, but it always feels good. Never. I leave out postures that feel rotten. Why bother? Do things that feel good. Okay, left hand comes to center. If you're doing this, left hand comes to center, scoop up your right foot with your right hand, roll the shoulder back, some nice twist. It's really good for opening the shoulders. You don't have to turn your head. A lot of people automatically hoik their heads to look behind them when they're in a twist. It's not the nicest way to do it, and it's not helpful. It just makes everything feel compressed and gross for me. Some people love it, but I question that, I really do. And when you're ready, you can release that. Come back to your nice tall posture, and then exhale forward. Settle in. If you want to, you can take that little tricep stretch again. This time, I'm just going to let my arms and shoulders relax. So I'm not going to stretch them right out. In fact, I'm going to rest my head on my hands, not because I want to keep my head up, but because I really want my shoulders to rest a bit more. So I don't want them to keep stretching, keep stretching. I think sometimes tension in the shoulders, attempting to release it by stretching is very unhelpful. Softness can really help to release that tension. So this is how we do that here. Elbows and the arms can be a bit more switched on. If you prefer your head to be lower down, you could even just press, move your hands forward a bit so the head can rest on the floor, shoulders still resting. Okay, when you're ready, hands come under the shoulders, tuck the toes behind you. Let's step back into just three-legged dog, and then put that left foot down. I'm going to shift forward into side plank on the right. Open it up. Rotate back, so left foot steps behind you. Open it up into wild thing. Oh, feels so nice. Open the front of the body, reach back. When you're ready, rotate it back to center, but pick up. You're turning your right toes to the right. Pick up your left toes, extend them. Hold on to those toes. Back to center. Reach back. Nice and strong. And let's exhale to lower the knees, forward and down. Sit the bum back. If you can, if you want to, back to hero pose. Otherwise, it's any kneeling posture. So you can have your feet. If you can rotate your hips this way, you can have your feet by the sides, nice and tall. Otherwise, you can sit on your knees if that's bad. Any seated position is pretty much okay for the moment. Just going to sit nice and tall. Make loose fists with your hands. Rest them on your thighs. Chest open, shoulders back. Crown of the head lifted. Close your eyes, come back to the breath. Just feel very steady. Sitting bones. Grounding down. When you're ready, from wherever you are, inhale to reach your arms up, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, left hand to left thigh, right hand behind, twist the right. Just make these comfortable twists, we're not pushing or shoving. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand to left thigh. Twist the left. Lovely. Inhale, reach up. And you can keep your arms lifted or bring them to the floor if you need assistance. We'll start to come up into a high knee position, square of the legs. Prepare for camel pose. So if you're already lifted, you can exhale, take your right hand back towards your right heel. You can tuck your toes if you need to. Push the hips forward first. Make sure you're nice and open. Maybe roll the left arm back. Find your foot or whatever blocks. Heels, shift, open up. Press forward. When you're ready, carefully back up to center. Windmill the arms carefully over. Back to child's pose, traditional. Knees parallel, even if there's space between them. Hands down by the side, palms facing upwards. Let the shoulders relax. Back, that's your back bend. So we have done quite a lot of back bending of various types. That is your back, that's your individual back bend. I don't love camel. I don't know many people who do love camel, to be fair. I tend towards, as you know, I tend towards wheels and up dogs, and camel just feels less good somehow, but it's nice to do it from time to time because discipline. Camel has a lot of discipline in it. It feels less playful. You have to open up through the fronts of the hips. You can't go if you can't go deep, you can't go deep. That's all there is to it. So here we are, we're ready for some inversions. Now what I'm going to say is, if you can do your inversion in the middle of the mat, then you are perfectly positioned to build towards your headstand. If, like me, you sometimes can, but prefer not to, you might just need to shuffle yourself nearer a wall. I will do that later. So from here, we're just going to build towards rabbit first, and then maybe headstand. So let's reach the hands forward, and we are going to come into melting heart for a nice winding down stretch. So we need to really let the body soften down. Hips come over the knees, sink the chest down. Enjoy this feeling of opening through the chest. Forehead to the floor if you can. Let it go. Enjoy this back bend as well. Breathing, enjoying, actually actively releasing. So when if we're working towards headstand, then we really do need to have a feeling of calm running through the body. And just rotate myself around so I'm in the right position if I decide to have a crack at headstand today. So have another breath here. And if you want to build, and some people don't like headstand at all, and the next posture for everybody is a really good middle ground. So you're going to bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, and then you're just going to shuffle yourself into position, but the head's going to stay down. So you need to, you can tuck your toes if you want, it's up to you. I'm just going to bring my forehead to rest on the floor between my hands. I might need to choose my position quite carefully. So hips are still over knees, crown of the head is resting lightly on the floor. Back of the neck is getting a nice, moderate feeling of length. And I'm just enjoying the process of resting the top of my head on the ground. There's a comfortable pressure point there. If it feels bad for you, then you should not be doing this at all. You can stay in melting heart. Dolphin is a very nice deep inversion, though it involves strength, but you are warm enough. So you could be doing dolphin for your inversion. Some people like the sort of fully wound up, compressed, bound version of rabbit. And if that's you, please go ahead. I do not like binds. They create tension in my body that turns into pain the next day. So for me, binds are not in.
And also my arms aren't long enough to reach my heels, so I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to show you how, because it will feel bad. So as I've always said, I do not teach headstand online, and I'm not going to teach headstand. But if you tend to practice it, this is a great place to build. So you do still need to roll back, keep your head down, but roll back to child's pose. And from there, in child's pose, you can start to construct the version of headstand that you enjoy. And remember, when you do any yoga video, rather than being in a class, that's great, but you are responsible for your own health and safety. You must take care of yourself. These are dangerous postures. I say it every time. When it comes to these big inversions, virtually everybody on the planet has something that stops them from being able to do it. And if everything in your body is saying no, 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 then you get to stop. So if you're doing it, go ahead. I'm not quite sure at the moment. It feels all right, actually. It feels better than usual, but you can go wide in your downward face, in your headstand. You can take the legs wide and maybe take it back to your standing straddle splits. So there's an option. Let's see. Legs go wide. Control coming down. Sort of. Feet to the floor, hands under the shoulders. Carefully rolling back, a little bit of arm strength into wide leg, forward fold. I'm always wonky when I come out of this. If you're doing this, you can join me in a half lift. Release. And I like a straddle dog in this position. I'm going to take the hands forward, but I'm going to keep them in line with my shoulders today. Just going to reach back with the hips. Just enjoying these postures now. I'm going to shuffle my way back to normal downward facing dog. So we are winding down. Some of these postures may not feel restful to you. So now is the time when you need to take yourself towards restful postures. These are restful for me, but we're starting to discover that my version of rest doesn't align with almost anybody's version of rest. So we're going to come to Malasana. I think squats, really nice lower back release. Let's have a little look at the front of the mat. Pick up the right leg high. Swing it forward to the outside of the right hand. Just take a moment to be in a really good runner's lunge here. You need to be open, gazing forward, driving forward. Let's bring the right foot forward. Just going to sit into Garland Pose. Look at the state with me. Garland Pose. If you do find your balances and your inversions quite relaxing and focusing, as I said, it's a focusing practice. You can have a little try for crow if crow's in your practice. I can't resist trying because after years and years and years, I can do all sorts of things, but crow is always, defies me. Hands to the floor. Let's just see. Let's see if crow is there today. Take a moment. Remember taking a moment to build. Yeah. It's crow. Sit it back down. Back into Malasana. There's some little stretches that I love in this posture, so I'm going to do them here with you if you want. And stay on the floor. I'm just going to lift onto the heel of my left foot. So I'm going to lift the heel of my left foot into that stiletto heel, ball of the foot pressing down, and extend the right leg. I'm going to take my body to the right. I'm just going to reach forward and down. It's a very nice, deep, releasing stretch for the right leg. It feels very grounded to me. I do like it. And this does feel like a wind down for me. Staying here for a little while so I can soften in, Sometimes my left foot starts to relax in and the heel comes closer to the ground. That's not the intention, it just happens. And when you're ready, you can switch to the other side. So hands to center. Let's come back to Malasana, Garland Pose. Other side. So I always use my hands for these because as I say, I am winding down. I don't need to do everything with muscle power. Actually, I want to release muscles. I'm just going to come up a little higher and extend over to the left. Yeah, it's always less on the left because my left, one of my left hamstrings is just a bit more pulley. It just feels like it's working a bit too hard. Sometimes I have to rearrange myself a bit. It's definitely a less satisfying stretch on the left. Lovely. Walk back to center. And then what I like to do here is rotate my right foot out and keep the heel lifted. And then bring my left foot in and let the heels touch, lifted, and come into this lovely balancing version. I don't know what it's called. Shoulders back, chest lifted. So this is a lovely little balance in your squat, knees wide, opens the hips, very focusing. But still, it is a balance, but you know, you've got a nice base. I always feel like a beautiful little pot when I sit into this squat. Beautiful little pot, such as I might see in my grandparents' houses in Karachi back when I was a child. Okay, lovely. And this is a nice place to come to seated. So fingers can come to the floor or wherever. Just bring the knees in. And guess what? You can roll back onto your bum. Before we come to lying down, let's have some cat-cow seated. So knees, feet, hip distance apart, rounding down through the sitting bones, chest open, hands just soft, hands behind the thighs. Open up as you inhale, reach forward with your heart, lift your chin. Exhale to round the spine, draw back. Use your thighs as a little bit of leverage to really stretch out your back, tailbone under. Inhale to open up. Exhale to round. Just have a couple more of these. You can do your cat-cow on all fours or cross legs if you prefer, of course. And we're going to come back to center. Let's have a little side stretch. So we can do this from here. We'll have the right hand on the floor, take the left arm up high and extend over to the right. You can take the legs out wide if you prefer. If it feels better, I don't like that. I'm going to cross my legs actually, I prefer that. So you can always just be versatile. Especially with seated postures, you've got to find the position that helps you most. Get that good stretch where it belongs. Legs wide is great for a lot of people. It feels awful for me. As much as I like the legs bent version, I don't get as much stretch as I want on my sides. When you're ready, slowly center, right arm up, exhale, over to the left. And this is all about staying in line, shoulders in line with hips. You don't need to let your head collapse to the side. Nice long spine. Inhale, center. If you've changed your leg position, bring it back to where we were for cat-cow. Arms forward, exhale, slowly back down. Roll all the way down. Enjoy the spinal massage. Take the arms up and over the head. Have a good old stretch. Bring the knees in. If you are still with time and looking for more monkey business. This is where you might pop in a very safe and fully gorgeous shoulder bridge, or not shoulder bridge, shoulder stand. And you may do it through bridge if you wish to. So here would be a good time for cooling off before relaxation with your shoulder stand. I'm just having a little rock and roll here to massage out my back. I'm going to weave my hands around my shin. So all of this stuff is really, you need to tailor this to what feels good for you for a wind down. So technically, this is what I would call playtime in classes. You choose your stretch. I want a squeeze, a proper squeeze. I've got my hands in my elbows and drawing my knees right in. Not everyone can get here, but any kind of a squeeze is good. And then I'm going to exhale to bring my forehead towards my knees. Inhale down. Exhale, squeeze. Cleansing breaths. Inhale down. Last one, exhale, squeeze. Empty the breath out. Inhale down, soften. Maybe a little happy baby would feel good. Your version of happy baby if you fancy it. Or rock. So we haven't done any reclining twists, but we've done a lot of twisting in practice. So that's there for you if you want it. This is the last posture here. So coming towards Shavasana, and obviously you need to take as long as you need for your Shavasana. You do not need to stay here. It's a bit of an ask with YouTube because they do roll on to the next video. So the best one in the world, unless you have a keyboard by your face, it's quite, you have to shake yourself out in order to switch it off. But if it's possible, or if you're using one of those horrible voice operated devices, maybe you can now turn off, because all you're going to do is bring the knees together and take yourself to your version of relaxation and settle with the body and the breath. See how you feel. I like a pentacle pose, especially in the warm weather. It's not that warm, but hey. And here we breathe. Releasing the back of the body to the ground. Softening the front of the body. Becoming aware of what's with you on the mat here right now. And I know in the case of some of you, it might be a small child or a pet. That's okay. But what's in you, that's with you. I'm not talking about magic. I'm just talking about whatever is there. Physically, emotionally, mentally. You can just be yourself on this mat in this practice. There is no judgment. No judgment at all. Please stay and rest and enjoy it for as long as you want to. I hope my muddled little moon vinyasa practice felt good. I enjoyed it immensely, and I'm glad to be able to share it with you, even in its strange, muddled way. Isn't that part of the charm of a yoga practice sometimes? So have a lovely day, and thank you for joining me.